What if the reason most people struggle financially isn't lack of talent, luck, or opportunity, but tiny daily choices they barely notice? Imagine two people with the same job, same income, same dreams. 10 years later, one is free, wealthy, and in control of their time. The other is still stuck. The difference isn't a miracle. It's small disciplines done consistently. Today we're breaking down the Jim Rohn philosophy that shows how simple habits done daily compound into big money early. Stay with me till the end, because the last lesson can completely change how you approach wealth forever. Lesson 1: Success is a daily practice, not a one-time event. The grand illusion of our modern era is the belief that success is an event, a singular, explosive moment where the heavens open up and drop a fortune into your lap. We see the viral sensation, the overnight billionaire or the lottery winner, and we mistakenly assume that wealth is a destination reached via a lucky shortcut. Jim Rohn famously challenged this notion by asserting that success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every single day. It is not the result of a massive heroic act performed once a year. It is the quiet, often boring consistency of what you do between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. When you shift your focus from the big break to the daily grind, you take the power back into your own hands. You realize that while you cannot control the economy or the luck of the draw, you have total sovereignty over your schedule and your habits. To understand the compounding nature of success, one must look at the anatomy of a routine. Wealthy individuals do not simply possess more money, they possess more effective rituals. Every morning presents a fork in the road. You can choose the discipline of progress or the ease of distraction. Choosing to spend 30 minutes reading a technical manual or a classic piece of philosophy rather than mindlessly scrolling through a social media feed might feel insignificant in the moment. You won't feel richer by the time you finish the chapter. However, that small choice is a brick in a foundation. Over a year, those 30 minutes turn into 180 hours of specialized knowledge. That knowledge eventually translates into a level of expertise that the marketplace is willing to pay a premium for. Success is built in these invisible moments where nobody is watching and no one is applauding. Building a winning routine requires a fundamental rejection of the lottery mindset. The lottery mindset is the poison that convinces young people they should wait for a side hustle to magically take off before they start acting like a professional. In reality, you must act like the person you want to become long before the bank account reflects that reality. This means saving $10 when you only have $100, or studying market trends when you don't yet have a portfolio to manage. Jim Rohn's philosophy teaches us that the shortcut is actually the longest path because it usually leads to a dead end of wasted years. If you want to achieve financial independence early in life, you must fall in love with the process of repetition. You must find a strange sort of joy in the mundane tasks of tracking expenses, refining skills, and maintaining health, knowing that these are the true engines of long-term prosperity. Furthermore, the daily practice of success acts as a psychological anchor. When you commit to a set of disciplines, you are sending a powerful signal to your subconscious: I am a person who keeps promises to myself. This builds a level of self-efficacy that is far more valuable than the money itself. Most people suffer from a lack of confidence because they have a long history of breaking promises to themselves. They say they will save, but they spend. They say they will learn, but they watch TV. By sticking to a daily practice, you eliminate this internal friction. You become a person of integrity, and that integrity radiates outward, attracting opportunities, partners, and investors. Wealth is merely the external shadow cast by the internal substance of your character and your daily habits. If the shadow is small, it is because the substance is thin. To grow the shadow, you must first thicken the substance through unwavering daily action. Lesson 2: Small neglect creates big problems. Just as success is the result of small disciplines, failure is rarely the result of one catastrophic mistake. Instead, failure is the inevitable conclusion of a series of small, seemingly harmless neglects that accumulate over time. Jim Rohn warned that neglect starts as an infection and becomes a disease. It begins with the decision to skip one day of exercise, to ignore one monthly credit card statement, or to put off a difficult conversation with a mentor. In the moment, these choices feel inconsequential. The sky doesn't fall when you spend your savings on a luxury you don't need. The sun still rises the next morning. However, the danger lies in the erosion of your standards. When you allow a small neglect to pass without correction, you are essentially training yourself to accept mediocrity as your new baseline. Consider the mathematical reality of neglect. If you improve by just 1% every day, the power of compounding works in your favor to create exponential growth. Conversely, if you decline or neglect your responsibilities by 1% every day, you don't just stay the same, you drift toward zero. This is why poverty is often described as a quiet arrival. It doesn't scream at you from a distance, it whispers excuses into your ear until you wake up one day and realize you are 10 years behind where you intended to be. The person who neglects their financial education in their 20s will find themselves in a state of sudden crisis in their 40s, wondering why they are struggling while others thrive. But it wasn't sudden. It was the result of 2 decades of choosing the path of least resistance one day at a time. Protecting your future requires a high level of vigilance regarding your current decisions. You must develop a financial conscience that alerts you to the long-term consequences of short-term comfort. Wasting time is perhaps the most insidious form of neglect because, unlike money, time can never be recovered. Every hour spent in a state of mental fog or unproductive activity is an hour of potential compounding that has been permanently deleted from your life. This isn't about being a robot, it's about respecting the value of your own life. When you respect your time and your resources, you naturally begin to prune away the habits that lead to decay. You realize that the small decision to buy a coffee you can't afford or to snooze the alarm for the 3rd time is actually a vote against the person you are trying to become. To reverse the tide of neglect, one must practice the art of early correction. In navigation, a 1-degree error in heading will result in a ship being hundreds of miles off course after a long journey. The same applies to your career and your finances. If you catch the error early, if you acknowledge the neglect the moment it happens, you can steer back toward your goals with minimal effort. But if you let the neglect fester out of pride or laziness, the cost of correction becomes prohibitively expensive. Wealthy, successful people are not those who never make mistakes. They are those who are obsessed with self-correction. They identify the small leak in the boat and plug it before the entire vessel is submerged. Respecting the small decisions today is the only way to ensure you aren't overwhelmed by massive problems tomorrow. Lesson 3. Your personal growth determines your income. One of the most profound truths Jim Rohn ever shared was that your income will almost always be a direct reflection of your level of personal development. Many people spend their entire lives complaining about their salary, their boss, or the economy, yet they never stop to ask themselves, how much value am I actually bringing to the marketplace? The market is not a charity, it is a cold, calculated system that rewards value. If you want more money, the solution isn't to work more hours at a low-value task, the solution is to become a more valuable person. This means your primary job is not the task you are paid for, but the work you do on your own mind, your skills and your character. As Rohn famously said, work harder on yourself than on your job. When you work on your job, you make a living. When you work on yourself, you make a fortune. This distinction is the dividing line between the middle class and the wealthy. Working on your job involves fulfilling the requirements of your current role, which keeps you employed. Working on yourself involves expanding your capacity to solve bigger problems. If you are a technician, learn management. If you are a manager, learn leadership. If you are an employee, learn the mechanics of business and capital. By constantly upgrading your mental software, you become an asset rather than a cost to an organization. In a competitive world, the only true job security is the ability to provide value that others cannot easily replicate. Your income is the thermometer that measures the heat of your personal growth. Personal growth is not a passive process, it is an aggressive pursuit of excellence. It involves a commitment to lifelong learning that goes far beyond formal education. Most people stop learning the day they graduate, which is why their income plateaus shortly thereafter. To break through that ceiling, you must become an avid consumer of books, seminars, and mentorship. You must be willing to unlearn old limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. Perhaps you grew up believing that money is the root of all evil or that wealthy people are inherently dishonest. These mental blocks will act as a governor on your income, preventing you from ever achieving true abundance. Growth means identifying these internal barriers and dismantling them through rigorous self-reflection and the study of success. Ultimately, Money is attracted to personhood, not just effort. You can work 18 hours a day digging a ditch, but you will never become wealthy doing so because the value of that labor is capped by its simplicity. However, if you spend those same years developing the discipline to lead others, the insight to invest wisely, or the creativity to build a brand, your earning potential becomes uncapped. People often ask, how can I get a raise? The real question should be, how can I become worth more to the people I serve? When you focus on your value, the money becomes a byproduct rather than the goal. It begins to chase you because you have become a rare commodity in a world full of people who are merely doing just enough to get by. If you want a better life, you must first build a better version of yourself. Lesson 4. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. A goal without discipline is nothing more than a hallucination. We live in a culture that celebrates the visionary, the person with the big dream and the colorful mood board, but we often ignore the practitioner who actually does the work. Discipline is the essential bridge that connects the abstract world of your desires to the concrete world of your achievements. It is the force that converts a wish into a result. You can dream of having $1 million in the bank, but without the discipline to track every cent, to invest when the market is down, and to say no to immediate gratification, that dream will remain forever out of reach. Discipline is the price of admission for a life of greatness. The beauty and the burden of discipline is that it requires you to do what is necessary even when you don't feel like doing it. Motivation is a fickle friend. It shows up when the sun is shining and the coffee is strong, but it vanishes the moment things get difficult. Discipline, however, is a reliable partner. It is the habit of showing up at the gym when you're tired, of opening the spreadsheet when you're bored, and of sticking to your investment plan when the news is shouting about a crash. It is the ability to subordinate your current feelings to your long-term values. Jim Rohn taught that we must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is that discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. To build this bridge, one must start with small, manageable commitments. You don't build world-class discipline overnight. You build it by winning small battles. Start by waking up 10 minutes earlier, or by saving 5% of your paycheck. These small acts of self-regulation strengthen your discipline muscle. Over time, you will find that tasks that used to feel impossible now feel routine. This is how the wealthy stay wealthy. They have automated their discipline. They don't have to decide to be productive, they simply are, because their habits have been forged in the fire of consistent practice. They have crossed the bridge so many times that the path is well worn and easy to follow. Moreover, discipline provides a sense of freedom that the undisciplined can never understand. The person who lacks the discipline to manage their money is a slave to their debts and their employers. The person who lacks the discipline to manage their health is a slave to their physical limitations. In contrast, the disciplined individual has options. Because they have bridged the gap between their goals and their results, they possess the resources, the health, and the clarity to live life on their own terms. Discipline is not a cage, it is the key to the cage. It is the highest form of self-love because it demonstrates that you value your future self more than your current comfort. By choosing the pain of discipline today, you are purchasing the freedom of tomorrow. Lesson 5. Time is your greatest financial advantage. In the world of wealth creation, time is a more powerful variable than interest rates or initial capital. Most people believe that to become wealthy they need a high-paying job or a large inheritance, but the reality is much simpler. They need time and consistency. A modest amount of money invested in your early 20s can easily grow to outperform a massive sum invested in your late 40s. This is the magic of compounding, what Albert Einstein reportedly called the eighth wonder of the world. Compounding is the process where your earnings begin to earn their own earnings. It is a snowball rolling down a mountain, gaining mass and momentum with every inch it travels. But for the snowball to become an avalanche, the mountain must be long enough. That length is your time. The greatest tragedy in personal finance is the waiting game. People wait for the perfect time to invest, for the market to be right, or for their income to be high enough. They don't realize that someday is the most expensive word in the English language. Every year you delay your journey toward financial independence, you are significantly increasing the amount of effort you will have to exert later in life to achieve the same result. If you start small and early, you are letting time do the heavy lifting for you. If you start big and late, you are the one doing the heavy lifting. Jim Rohn's philosophy emphasizes that you don't need a fortune to start, you just need to start. The act of starting creates a momentum that time then magnifies into a legacy. Time also provides the luxury of recovery. When you are young and you have decades ahead of you, you can afford to make mistakes. You can weather a market downturn, a failed business venture, or a poor investment choice because you have the runway to bounce back. However, as you get older, the cost of mistakes increases because your time horizon shrinks. This is why the early start is so vital. It gives you the freedom to learn the hard lessons of the marketplace without it being a total catastrophe. By building disciplined habits early, you are essentially buying insurance against the uncertainties of the future. You are giving yourself the gift of a long-term perspective, which is the hallmark of every successful investor and entrepreneur. Finally, we must recognize that time is the only truly finite resource we possess. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Therefore, the ultimate goal of building wealth should be the purchase of your own time. Financial independence is not about buying Ferraris. It is about reaching a point where you no longer have to trade your precious hours for survival. The earlier you master the lessons of success, neglect, growth, and discipline, the sooner you can reclaim your time. Don't wait for a midlife crisis to start valuing your life's minutes. Start today with whatever you have, right where you are. Respect the power of the clock, and the clock will eventually reward you with a life of abundance and freedom. Big money early doesn't come from luck, it comes from small disciplines practiced daily. Tiny habits today create massive results tomorrow. If this message challenged your thinking, start with one small change today and commit to it for the next 30 days. Your future self is watching your choices right now. If you found value in this, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's serious about building wealth early. Your discipline today decides your freedom tomorrow.